when there was an opportunity to propose a project with the Benilde Open 2 years ago. I took that opportunity, and that was the same time Arnel Banasan invited me to come over and engage with the creatives of Kalinga. Those are the things like, that's what happened. So in this case, since my brother and I work in weaving because of our mother, we said we wanted to bring back natural dye to Kalinga, which they didn't have at that time. So that's sort of what happened. And then we didn't get the Benilde Open proposal grant, but we were able to get funding from the Australian aid program. And then I don't know, it just sort of like, we were asking the right people at the right time to continue to help us. It's more like if you get paid to be part of this, it's more like a token. So it's really completely different from, a commercial affair. Well, MASDA AW means a number of things. It's curiosity, because the Benilde theme for their first call was curiosity. So that's why I asked Arnel, do you have a translation for curiosity in Ilocano? And he said, MASDA AW. Curiosity is important in this sense because without curiosity, we would be, boring, right? We wouldn't want to do anything more than what we're doing now. And you can see from all the weavers and artisans around us that they're curious to know, even if it's so hard to put this textile together more than ever before. It's triple. Whereas before, they were using synthetic, so it was dyed, and they were used to how the cotton felt and whatever. Now it's like new texture, right? New process, and if they weren't curious, this wouldn't happen. My brother is the creative strategist of all this, so he said, okay, ate, we are going to innovate with the Kalinga, and I've done this before in Ibaan because he was asked also to revive natural dye, and he worked with the master weavers of Ibaan. So he has already that experience. So he said, when I was doing it with them, I needed to brand it also. So we had a model, so in terms of the fashion side, like after the weaving, that's Rafi.
Ulo, pataas. Hindi, okay lang. Practice muna. Kasi tingnan mo yung...
I started beadwork for my mother at around 4 years old. Embroidery, cut out, so we would make appliques also. And then she trained me in the finer points of the whole thing, cutting, sewing, design, drawing, illustration. So I learned all of that. I learned natural dye somewhere around 13. That's why I know how to do dyeing. So Mom actually brought back natural dye to the Philippines, and I was one of the first to learn it, aside from the traditional cultural bearers. Contacts from around the Philippines were asking me, can we order the yarn? Because they want it for their weaving community. So it's a very rare skill set. Like, there's maybe less than 24 natural dye artisans in the Philippines. Probably a lot less than that. And I'm one of them, DK is one of them. It's a niche market, but it's a potentially very lucrative niche market. They asked us to come in and help redefine their future as a weaving community. So what I do, is I help guide them towards the path of contemporariness and not modernity, but acceptability into the wider market. Like, when people start seeing the work that we do here with them now, and they realize there's so much, again, value to it versus what they were doing before, that's the big change that we're going for.
In my personal practice, I like to apply the natural dye and combine it with modern product design. So for my students, for them to see the modern product design with a natural dye that has a perception of being a native craft, it also encouraged people to question where the clothes come from. And now that sustainability was a big consideration for some of the local market. So mainly I work with indigo. I do have a working knowledge of other colors, but the uniqueness of indigo is its preparation. So I mainly focus on that on a professional scale. But in school, I teach them natural dyeing with simpler methods, like with other colors. I've done sapan, but trying to figure it out. I've done turmeric and the annatto seeds. I've done it as well. Clothes come alive through textiles. So the different treatments, the different kinds of textiles, it's part of the soul of a garment.
But after all of this, the developers, or actually even the liquid, it's fertilizer. Yeah, because what we use is, apple.
When I think of art, I think I relate it to creativity. I've seen the start of their cloth, and I've also seen the beautiful colors that they have produced. And it is also inspiring. Parang kung pwede lang, yan yung susuotin ko the whole time. Kasi I'm sure it will be very perfect for our weather. It's cotton, it's natural, it's organic dye, di ba? If it's possible not to buy fast fashion and instead focus on this kind of textile, it will save us in the long run. It will save us. We won't produce so much garbage.
The technology is transferable, but it's also so adaptable to the local culture. And I love that because we like to say that we're a country, and we are, we're the Philippines, but we also like to believe falsely that we're homogenous, that we're all the same, and it's not. We're different everywhere else, from province to province, sometimes from barangay to barangay. There are so many cultural differences which tend to get suppressed because everyone thinks that we should act a certain way. But instead, we should be celebrating that. And I believe that textile is one way to do that.
Besides yung experience ng Kalinga culture, ng Tabuk culture, I would say it's the people na naka-jamming mo. I mean, marami naman na magagandang lumabas dun sa workshop natin. I'm curious kung ano yung magiging trabaho nila kung tuloy-tuloy yung art workshops and therapy.
Because I want to showcase like on videos and or photos like designs, what have you done, what your mom did. I feel very passionate when I go to other cities and provinces and learn how people actually live. Because sometimes when you're in Manila, you're like in a tiny bubble. There's a lot of cultural beliefs from the Spanish time, but also I see there's a lot of cultural fusion from the Philippines too, and I love it. You don't really see it that much in Manila, that's where I'm based, but you see it as soon as you go out of like to the provincias or you go to like small towns, and the people is really warm. I love them. Everybody communicates and tries to help you out. Now I'm in this program to learn about like how to the culture in Kalinga, how to dye like with natural fibers. I also want to use my social media to showcase TikTok and Instagram. People can come here, they can learn, they can buy materials from the tribes here and the people that the centers here. So yeah, like my trajectory as a model is good, but now I am learning other things to see what I can do, like what else can I fuse with my projects.
I am a fashion photographer, so I do shoots for magazines and commercials like billboards and ad campaigns for brands. I believe that to shoot this kind of pieces, no, it's very intricate and as if I'm shooting a culture. I've been like for the 14 years as a photographer. Alam ko kasi parang may kulang for me, parang hindi sapat sa akin yung commercial works ko. Now, I realized na dapat pala ako as a photographer, hindi lang ako mag-stuck doon na parang kumita or sa commercial part. Dapat din pala, I should also share something sa community mo. I guess this is my calling na.
Family lineage ko is chanter, healer, shaman. I am the first Kalinga recording artist. Yung unang ginawa kong kanta is like Tulian. Yung mga hindi pa nakakaalam sa Kalinga, Kalinga is a growing city. It's booming. So ang MASDA AW, sana may part 2. Kasi very limited lang nakakaalam. Ang gusto ko sana, malagay sa Capitol para puntahan ng mga tao. Ang mag-dye ng ganito, wala pang nakakakita ng ganito. Yung dye, how do we process yung mga damit, kung paano gagawin, lalo yung kulay. Kasi ang alam lang nating kulay, mga galing sa pabrika. So hindi natin alam na nandito lang sa tabi-tabi.
The curiosity is the precursor to action. Before you, in order to be able to do anything, you have to decide to do something. And to do something new, you have to be curious. All our preconceptions or images of jails tend to be like, you know, Hollywoodian, confrontational, ultra macho, violent kind of, you know, stories. I remember there was this one particular place. The stage was like an open pavilion, and under the pavilion, like Sina Arnel were like, you know, basically singing, while the PDLs, like persons deprived of liberty, the PDLs were like participating in like watercolor workshops, drawing workshops, bamboo crafting workshops. And while this was happening, Sina Arnel were like basically playing folk songs. And then there was this one point where I think a guard who sang Bodong, which is apparently a song that Arnel, the counselor, wrote. There was suddenly this like Kalinga celebratory dance, circular dance. You know, the guards were participating, Sina Charmaine, one of the guests, and an actress was participating, the inmates were participating. I like the openness of the people here. I find that inspiring.
I'm the founder of the Kalinga Indigenous Weavers Association, but I have my own business, which is also an organization of my family, which is Quinoa Ethnica Handicrafts. So I manage it, and my son are my partners in doing the business. So when I went to my hometown, that is Lubuagan, they are the weavers of the Kalingas. So when I went there, I saw that it was dying. It was a dying industry. There were no weavers because they're all old. Yeah, so we organized the weaving industry. That was 1998. So I went back to weaving. We are helping the women. And me, I go for the PWDs. I help the deaf mutes, those who are lame, those who are orphaned, and widows. Yeah, I go with them. I meet people who could help me also. I meet people who I could help also. And it's a vice versa, because I believe that everyone is interconnected. I believe that things work according to God's plan. Thank you very much for MASDA AW and you coming here.
I've been praying kay Lord kung ano talaga yung tatahakin ko in the future, and then yun biglang nagka-interest ako, na-amazed ako sa kung ano yung ginagawa namin noon at saka ngayon. Na-appreciate ko talaga yung culture at saka traditions namin as Lubuagan dito sa Kalinga. Nagpapatuloy-tuloy na yung pag-enhance ko ng skills, like applying, nagpapaturo na ako kay mama, ganun, at saka of what I see and watch sa mga girls namin sa baba. Nagustuhan ko na. This is my calling na talaga.
I'd like to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart, and we hope that we can continue to do this across the country, because this is what we've been taught, my brother and I. So we hope to have this caravan of fun but also challenges. It's more or less cultural understanding of rural talaga and urban creatives. I want to continue, and I hope that this is just the beginning.
MASDA